Our planet, a vibrant tapestry of life, is in a constant state of flux. Seasons shift, resources dwindle and reappear, and across the globe an ancient and powerful impulse awakens. It is a call to move, an instinct etched into the very DNA of countless species, compelling them to undertake journeys of immense scale and staggering difficulty. These are not mere wanderings, they are epic odysseys, precise and purposeful, driven by the fundamental needs of survival, of procreation, and of securing a future for the next generation. It is a rhythm as old as the continents themselves, a planetary pulse that we are only just beginning to fully comprehend in all its magnificent complexity. We invite you now to join us on a breathtaking exploration of these grand voyages. We will travel from the sun-drenched forests of Mexico to the icy expanse of the Arctic tundra, from the depths of the oceans to the vastness of the sky. Here, survival is not a given, but a prize earned through extraordinary endurance, uncanny navigational skill, and often the collective strength of the group. We will witness the science that underpins these journeys, the immense challenges that must be overcome, and the high-stakes drama of life and death that plays out with every league traveled, with every obstacle faced. This series will delve into 7 of the most astonishing migrations on Earth, each a testament to the raw power of the natural world. These are stories of resilience against seemingly insurmountable odds, tales of creatures both great and small, driven by forces they may not understand but are powerless to resist. From the delicate flutter of a butterfly's wing spanning a continent to the thundering hooves of a million wildebeest shaking the very plains, each journey is a marvel of biological engineering and instinctual brilliance. Prepare to be inspired by the sheer tenacity of life in its most mobile and determined form. We will witness how these movements are not isolated events, but are intricately woven into the health of the entire planet. These traveling animals are the lifeblood of ecosystems, connecting distant habitats, transporting nutrients, and shaping the landscapes they traverse. Their success or failure has cascading effects, reminding us of the profound interconnectedness of all living things. So, let us begin our journey, to witness the awe-inspiring spectacle of life on the move, and to celebrate the indomitable spirit that drives these epic animal migrations across our remarkable planet. It begins not with a roar, but with a whisper, a silent fluttering emergence in the cool, high-altitude Oyamel fir forests of central Mexico. Here, gathered in colossal slumbering colonies that drape the trees like living cloaks of orange and black, are the monarch butterflies. They have overwintered in this specific sacred sanctuary, their metabolism slowed, conserving energy for a journey none of them have ever made, yet one which is inscribed in their very being. As the days lengthen and the sun's warmth filters through the canopy, a great stirring begins, a collective awakening of millions upon millions of these delicate insects. This is the start of one of nature's most improbable and magical feats of endurance. An individual monarch weighs less than a paperclip, its wings as fragile as dried leaves. Yet this generation, the Methuselah generation, will launch itself northwards, embarking on a multi-thousand-mile relay race against time. They are the torchbearers, driven by an internal clock and a magnetic sense of direction to fly towards the promise of milkweed, the only plant their young can eat. Their flight is not a frantic dash, but a patient, buoyant drift, riding thermal updrafts to conserve precious energy for the marathon ahead. The scale of this initial departure is almost impossible to grasp. When they take to the air in unison, the sound is like a gentle river, the sky transformed into a swirling vortex of vibrant color. These are not the same butterflies that arrived months earlier. These are their descendants, a super generation blessed with a lifespan up to 8 times longer than their offspring will have. They are born for this one purpose, to initiate the Great Return, to carry the genetic legacy of their species northwards, and to begin a cycle that is as mysterious as it is beautiful. Their path is fraught with peril from the very first wingbeat. Unpredictable weather, from late-season cold snaps to powerful storms, can decimate their numbers. Predatory birds, spiders, and other insects lie in wait, seeing these fluttering jewels not as miracles of migration, but as a source of food. Every mile covered is a victory, a testament to the resilience packed into their tiny frames. They are a fragile armada, setting sail on an ocean of air, guided by an ancient invisible map, towards a destination they have never seen. As the first wave of monarchs pushes northwards into Texas and the southern United States, a critical transition occurs. Their long journey is nearing its end. they have fulfilled their purpose. Now they seek out the tender, emerging leaves of the milkweed plant. Here, they will perform the final act of their extended lives. They will lay their eggs, tiny pale orbs of promise, on the underside of the leaves. With this task complete, their epic flight is over. The super generation perishes, its life's work done, having successfully passed the baton to the next stage of this incredible relay. From these eggs hatch tiny, voracious caterpillars. For the next 2 weeks, their existence is consumed by a single activity: eating. They devour the milkweed leaves, absorbing not only nutrients for their rapid growth, but also the plant's toxic cardiac glycosides. This chemical defense makes them unpalatable to many predators, a crucial advantage they will carry with them for the rest of their lives. After increasing their body mass by several thousand times, the caterpillar will undergo its own magical transformation, forming a stunning jade-green chrysalis flecked with gold. Inside this protective casing, a complete biological reorganization takes place. The creature liquefies and reforms, its very structure changing from a crawling, eating machine into a winged marvel of flight. After about 10 days, the chrysalis becomes transparent, revealing the familiar orange and black wings within. The second generation of the migration is now ready to emerge. This new butterfly will live for only 2 to 6 weeks, a fraction of its parent's lifespan. Its mission is singular and urgent to continue the northward journey. This second generation flies further north, seeking out new patches of milkweed, where it too will lay its eggs before its short life ends. This process repeats itself, creating a third and sometimes even a fourth generation. Each wave pushes the frontier of the monarch population deeper into the United States and eventually into southern Canada. It is a multi-generational leapfrog, a living, breathing map being drawn across a continent, with each successive generation building upon the progress of the last, never meeting their parents but faithfully continuing their work. As summer fades across North America, a different kind of magic begins. The final generation of monarchs, born in the northern reaches of their range, is different. As the days shorten and the temperatures cool, a crucial developmental switch is flipped. These butterflies do not reach sexual maturity. Instead of mating and laying eggs, they enter a state of reproductive diapause. All their energy is channeled not into creating the next generation, but into preparing for an immense journey of their own, a journey their ancestors made in the opposite direction. This is perhaps the greatest mystery of all. How does this generation, separated by 3 or 4 life cycles from the ancestors who left Mexico, know the way back? They have no parents to guide them, no learned experience. Yet, as autumn approaches, they begin to move south, their flight path converging into great migratory streams. They are guided by an internal compass, a sophisticated combination of senses. They use the position of the sun in the sky as a primary directional tool, corrected by an internal time-compensating clock located in their antennae. But the sun is not their only guide. There is growing evidence that monarchs also possess a magnetic sense, allowing them to navigate on cloudy days when the sun is obscured. This remarkable ability, a form of magnetoreception, helps them maintain their heading towards a destination they have never seen, a specific cluster of mountains in a country they have never known. It is a feat of biological navigation that rivals that of any bird or whale, performed by an insect with a brain no larger than the head of a pin. Their journey south is a single, continuous flight, covering up to 3,000 miles. The very same butterflies that began in Canada will, if they survive the arduous trip, arrive in the Oyamel fir forests of Mexico. Here, they will cluster together for warmth, forming the dense, sleeping colonies that will wait out the winter. They have completed the cycle. They have returned to the precise location of their great-great-grandparents, bringing the story full circle. It is a scientific marvel, a testament to the intricate and still partially hidden mechanisms that govern life on our planet. On the Serengeti, the dry season signals an ancient cue. This is the beginning of the Great Migration. Over 1.5 million wildebeest, accompanied by zebra and gazelle, begin to amass. The wildebeest are following the rains. Their journey will take them on a colossal loop through Tanzania and Kenya. The crossing of the great rivers is perilous. For crocodiles, the migration is an annual banquet. Having reached the lush grasslands of the Masai Mara, the wildebeest find their reward. The Great Migration has come full circle. In the vast frozen Arctic, a signal is sent. This is the Arctic tern, a creature of seemingly delicate build. As days shorten, these birds grow restless for a journey of unbelievable proportions. Their journey is the longest migratory route of any animal, a round trip of 90,000 kilometers. They gather in great swirling flocks. They are chasing the sun to the opposite end of the earth, ensuring they live in perpetual daylight. After months, they reach their destination, the Antarctic. The terns have arrived in a land of stark beauty. Experiencing 2 summers each year means the Arctic tern sees more daylight than any other creature. The journey must be made anew, back to the Arctic. This endless pilgrimage defines the Arctic tern, an eternal wanderer bound to the light. In the frigid, nutrient-rich waters surrounding Antarctica, a giant stirs. This is the humpback whale, a leviathan of the deep, 40 tons of muscle and blubber, powered by a tail fluke as wide as a small car. For months, it has been feeding, gorging itself on the incredible abundance of krill, tiny crustaceans that swarm in the Southern Ocean in unimaginable numbers. Using its remarkable technique of bubble net feeding, the whale has built up immense energy reserves for the monumental task that lies ahead, a journey of breathtaking scale and profound purpose. As the southern winter approaches, casting a long shadow over the polar seas and encasing them in ice, the ancient impulse to migrate takes hold. The water temperature drops and food sources begin to dwindle. But it is not just the cold that drives them. A deeper, more primal urge is at work, a biological imperative to seek warmer, safer waters. It is the call to breed, to mate, and for pregnant females, to give birth in a more gentle and protected environment. The destination lies thousands of kilometers to the north, in warm, clear, tropical waters off the coasts of Australia, South America, and Africa. The journey is one of the longest migrations of any mammal on Earth, a relentless swim from the planet's freezer to its nursery. The whales will travel for months without feeding, relying entirely on their accumulated blubber. For them, the tropics are a desert, devoid of their primary food source. Survival depends solely on the fuel they carry. With a powerful surge of their flukes, they begin. Traveling alone or in small pods, they set course for the tropics. Their passage is a majestic spectacle, marked by their iconic explosive breaches, where they launch their entire bodies out of the water in displays of immense power and grace. They are colossal voyagers, navigating the featureless expanse of open ocean with inspiring accuracy, leaving the icy wilderness behind for the promise of warmth and new life. After a journey of up to 10,000 kilometers, the whales arrive in the calm, sheltered lagoons of the tropics. The contrast with their Antarctic feeding grounds could not be more stark. Here, the water is warm and crystal clear, the seabed is sandy, and the coral reefs provide a protective barrier from the dangers of the open ocean. This is their ancestral breeding ground, the oceanic nursery, where the great cycle of life will continue. The primary purpose of this immense migration is now at hand, and the behavior of the whales changes dramatically. The males arrive ready to compete. The tranquil waters are transformed into an arena of spectacular contest. They engage in epic battles for the attention of receptive females, their haunting, complex songs echoing for kilometers through the water. These songs, a series of moans, cries, and groans, are among the most sophisticated acoustic displays in the animal kingdom. Elsewhere, males will physically compete, charging at one another, jostling for position, and slapping the water with their enormous pectoral fins and tail flukes in powerful demonstrations of strength and fitness. It is a period of intense rivalry, where only the most dominant males will win the right to mate. For the pregnant females who have made the same arduous journey, this is a sanctuary. Here, in the relative safety of the warm shallows, they give birth to their calves. A newborn humpback is already immense, weighing around a ton and measuring 4 to 5 meters long. The mother immediately guides her calf to the surface for its first breath. For the next few months, her life will be dedicated to protecting and nurturing her offspring, feeding it with incredibly rich milk that is almost 50% fat, allowing the calf to grow quickly and build its own insulating layer of blubber. This is a time of great vulnerability. The mothers, having not eaten for months, are expending vast amounts of energy nursing their young. The calves, though large, are inexperienced and are prime targets for predators like tiger sharks and killer whales. The mother remains constantly vigilant, keeping her calf close, teaching it how to breathe, swim, and communicate. These tropical nurseries are the crucible in which the next generation of leviathans is forged, a critical period of learning and growth before they too must face the long journey south. The months in the tropical nursery pass, and a change is once again in the air. The calves have grown stronger, more confident, and have developed a thick layer of blubber essential for their survival in colder waters. The mothers, however, are emaciated, having lost up to a third of their body weight. Their own need for sustenance is now critical. The ancient rhythms of the planet signal that the time has come to return to the feeding grounds, to the bounty of the Antarctic summer, which is now beginning its glorious bloom. The long journey south begins, now with the added responsibility of a young calf in tow. The pace is slower, more measured, dictated by the needs of the youngster. The mother must guide her calf across the vast ocean, teaching it the migratory route it will follow for the rest of its life. This is a crucial transfer of knowledge, an oceanic culture passed down from one generation to the next. The bond between mother and calf is incredibly strong, a vital connection that ensures the calf's survival through the many perils of the open sea. They must navigate through shipping lanes and past the ever-present threat of entanglement in fishing gear, modern dangers added to the ancient ones. The journey tests the mother's depleted reserves to their absolute limit. She must protect her calf from predators while continuing to fast, her own survival hanging in the balance. It is the ultimate act of parental sacrifice, ensuring the future of her lineage at immense personal cost. The success of this return journey is a testament to her strength and devotion as a parent. Finally, after months of travel, they arrive back in the cold, life-giving waters of Antarctica. The reunion with the krill-rich seas is a moment of profound relief. The mother can finally feed, replenishing her exhausted body, while the calf experiences the richness of the Southern Ocean for the first time. It has survived its first great migration, a colossal round trip that has prepared it for a lifetime of oceanic travel. The great cycle is complete, a timeless rhythm of feeding and breeding, of ice and warmth, that defines the magnificent life of the humpback whale. Deep in the cold, clear headwaters of a remote river, a life begins. It starts as a tiny, translucent egg buried safely in a gravel nest, or reared by its mother. This is the salmon, a fish born in freshwater, yet destined for a grand odyssey in the vastness of the saltwater ocean. After hatching, these young fish, known as alevins and then fry, spend their early lives in the relative safety of their natal stream. Here, they must learn to hunt for insects and evade predators, growing stronger in the familiar currents of their birthplace. As they mature into par, marked with distinctive camouflage spots, the irresistible pull of a different world begins to take hold. An extraordinary physiological transformation, known as smoltification, begins. Their bodies prepare for the immense challenge of moving from a freshwater to a saltwater environment. Their gills adapt to excrete salt, their skin turns a silvery color for camouflage in the open ocean, and their very being becomes oriented towards the sea. It is a profound and irreversible change, the point of no return. Driven by this innate urge, the young salmon, now called smolts, begin their first great migration, this time downstream towards the ocean. This journey is fraught with danger. They must navigate a gauntlet of predators, from birds of prey to larger fish, and overcome man-made obstacles like dams and pollution. They travel in schools, finding safety in numbers as they are swept along by the river's current, every kilometer bringing them closer to the immense alien world of the sea, a world their instincts tell them is their destiny. Upon reaching the estuary where river meets sea, they pause. This brackish zone is a crucial acclimatization area, allowing their bodies to make the final adjustments to the salinity of the ocean. Then, they plunge into the vastness of the Pacific or Atlantic. For the next 1 to 7 years, this will be their home and their feeding ground. They will travel thousands of kilometers, growing into powerful, streamlined adults, their lives a mystery hidden beneath the waves as they feast on the ocean's bounty, building the strength for the final, epic journey that awaits them. After years spent foraging in the vastness of the ocean, a mysterious and powerful calling summons the salmon back from the depths. It is a signal that science is still working to fully comprehend, a homing instinct of astonishing accuracy. It is believed they use the Earth's magnetic field to navigate the open ocean, guiding them back to the general coastal area of their birth. But as they draw closer to land, An even more remarkable sense takes over, their incredible sense of smell. They are searching for a scent memory imprinted upon them years ago. They are seeking the unique chemical signature of their natal stream, a specific bouquet of minerals, vegetation, and pheromones that is as distinct as a fingerprint. They can detect this familiar scent in infinitesimal concentrations, allowing them to distinguish their home river from all others. Once they locate the mouth of their river, the final, most arduous leg of their journey begins. They cease to feed, their bodies having stored all the energy they will need. Their singular purpose now is to swim upstream, back to the very gravel bed where they were born. The upstream journey is a battle against the relentless force of the river's current. It is a grueling, seemingly impossible task. The salmon must leap over waterfalls, navigate through powerful rapids, and fight their way up fish ladders on man-made dams. Their sleek, silver bodies, once built for the ocean, now transform once more. They develop hooked jaws, known as kypes, and their skin turns a vibrant red or deep green, a signal of their readiness to spawn. They are athletes pushing their bodies to the absolute limit of endurance. This upstream migration is a race against time and exhaustion, and it attracts a host of predators. Brown and grizzly bears congregate along the riverbanks, timing their own lives to this annual feast. Eagles and other birds of prey patrol from above, while otters hunt in the shallows. Every salmon that makes it through this gauntlet of death is a testament to incredible strength and an unwavering instinctual drive. It is a heroic and often fatal struggle, all for the chance to reach their spawning grounds and complete the cycle of their lives. Those that survive the punishing ascent finally arrive, battered and exhausted, at their destination. They have found the exact stretch of river, sometimes the very same gravel bed where their own lives began. The females use their tails to excavate a nest in the riverbed, sweeping away pebbles to create a depression. The males, who have been fighting fiercely amongst themselves for proximity to the females, move in to fertilize the eggs as they are deposited. It is the culmination of their entire existence, the final act for which they have sacrificed everything. Having fulfilled their biological destiny, the salmon's journey comes to an end. Their bodies, completely spent from the arduous migration and the effort of spawning, quickly begin to deteriorate. They have not eaten for weeks, and their bodies have literally consumed themselves to provide the energy for this final act. Within days of spawning, they will die. Their final moments are spent drifting in the currents of the river that gave them life, their purpose fulfilled. The river is now seeded with the next generation, ensuring the continuation of their incredible lineage. But the salmon's death is not an end. It is a vital beginning for the entire ecosystem. Their decaying carcasses release a massive pulse of marine-derived nutrients, such as nitrogen and phosphorus, into the freshwater and terrestrial. Here in the vast frozen Arctic, a primal rhythm dictates life. For the caribou, this rhythm is their very existence. Great herds follow the tundra's call, driven by instinct. Their trek stretches across a beautiful but indifferent landscape. Spring melt transforms streams into raging torrents. Hunters circle, seeking weakness. Insects descend in suffocating numbers. Exhausted females reach the coastal calving grounds. Tens of thousands of calves are born. The calves undertake their first great migration, dependent on inherited knowledge. This timeless pilgrimage is the essence of being caribou. Far out over the Southern Ocean lives the wandering albatross. With the largest wingspan of any living bird, the albatross is a superlative glider. They are true circumnavigators, routinely circling the entire globe. They are solitary travelers, tiny specks of life against the immense ocean. They search for squid, fish, and krill. The albatross has an exceptional sense of smell, guiding it to a meal. They can even sleep on the wing. For up to 10 years, a young albatross will roam the oceans without setting foot on land. The call to breed is the only force strong enough to bring these wanderers back to Earth. They return to their natal island and engage in elaborate courtship rituals. We have journeyed across the globe from the sun-drenched forests of Mexico to the wind-scoured ice of the polar regions. We have witnessed the unwavering determination of the monarch butterfly, a fragile insect on a multi-generational quest. We have felt the ground tremble under the hooves of a million wildebeest, and marveled at the Arctic tern, a creature that lives in a state of perpetual summer. These are not just stories of movement, they are epic tales of survival, of instinct, and of a profound connection to the rhythms of our planet. The humpback whale's gentle passage from polar seas to tropical nurseries, the salmon's desperate final struggle against the current, the caribou's stoic march across the tundra, and the albatross's solitary dance with the wind. Each journey is a vital thread in the intricate tapestry of life. They are powerful reminders of the resilience and the sheer, breathtaking wonder of the natural world. These migrations shape landscapes, support entire ecosystems, and demonstrate a strength and endurance that command our deepest respect and admiration. To contemplate these journeys is to reflect on the interconnectedness of all life. The challenges these animals face, from predators and starvation to the very extremes of climate, are immense. Yet, generation after generation, they follow the ancient paths carved out by their ancestors. Their unending travels are a testament to the power of evolution and the indomitable spirit of life itself. They remind us that we share this world with creatures of extraordinary ability, whose lives are guided by forces we can only begin to comprehend. As we conclude our journey, we are left with a sense of awe. The world is full of such wonders, of stories unfolding every moment, in the skies above us and the oceans beneath us. We hope this exploration has inspired you to look at the world with new eyes, to appreciate the incredible travelers with whom we share our home. Thank you for joining us on this expedition across the planet. We encourage you to share your own favorite animal migration in the comments below, and to subscribe for more journeys into the wild heart of our world.